Like, I can't even figure out exactly how to phrase what I want because there's just so much going on. There's been rumors of Jalen Brunson. There's been rumors of Dejounte Murray. Of course, during the NBA draft, the Knicks had the 11th pick, and they ended up trading it, and they added 3 future first-round picks. So I saw a report that the San Antonio Spurs want 3 first-round picks for Dejounte Murray. Dejounte Murray is an all-star. He's a huge upgrade. The Knicks don't have a player like him on the roster right now. I mean, he's a two-way monster. He's super young in his mid-20s. I believe he'll be turning 26. So he's basically getting into the prime of his career. He's 6'4", led the league in steals. I mean, this is a guy that can put up 24 to 25 a night. Whether or not it's Dejounte Murray or Jalen Brunson, they're going to make a huge impact for the Knicks. But to me, I don't want Jalen Brunson because he's going to require like 27.5 million per year, which actually isn't as bad as you think. Because D'Lo's making 31 million a year. He's expiring, but no, I'm looking at guys like John Wall and not Kemba because his contract was restructured, but there's a lot of point guards that make more money than that, basically. So technically, Jalen Brunson's contract wouldn't be bad, but it still is bad. It still is bad because like Brunson, Randall, and Barrett right there. I mean, that's a good team, but I don't think we'd make it out of the first round. I really don't. We need coaching, obviously. We need guys to develop. So the good thing about Brunson though would be like we wouldn't have to trade for him. We'd sign him, and also Brunson, he doesn't really dominate the basketball because he plays with Luca. Like this is a guy that's putting up 20 to 25 a night next to Luca. So I'm sure he'd be fine here, but I just there's something about Jalen Brunson where it's like I think we're overvaluing him too much. He's a good player, but he's not an all-star. 27.5 million for a non-all-star player. I the more I think about it, I want DeJounte Murray because of this reason. So, well, one, he's a better player. DeJounte Murray is better than Jalen Brunson. He's an amazing defender. I think he'd actually fit the Knicks roster better. And it looks like the Spurs want 3 first-round picks for him. The question is, well, what else with that? Because it's not just 3 you're not trading an all-star for 3 first-round picks. Is it players in 3 first-round picks? Do they want quickly Toppin in 3 first-round picks? I think that's a little bit too much. If you look at what IQ did in the last I don't know, month and a half season. Like in April, I mean, this is a crazy stat. I really don't think it means too much, but this is kind of funny. Like quickly averaged more assists than Luca did in April. But the past 2 months of the season, basically, quickly he really turned things around. And why did he turn things around? Because he started getting minutes. He started getting the keys because Kemba Walker was basically shut down. And the Knicks were winning more games. So is Emmanuel quickly Jalen Brunson or Dejounte Murray? He's not, but we drafted him, and I want to see what he can do. If the Knicks didn't make a single move the rest of the offseason, obviously that wouldn't be ideal, but I still would be really thrilled. I mean, you look at our team at the 1, Maina Quigley, at the 2, RJ, at the 3, Cam, at the 4, Toppin, at the 5, Mitch. Oh, wait, Randall. Oh, I'm an idiot. Whatever. You guys know how I feel about Randall. Whatever. You could restructure that starting lineup. But basically, I think that the Knicks are a play-in, maybe even a playoff team without any more additions. I mean, last season, Coach Tibb did a very poor job. The offense was way too predictable. We were playing a lot of the veterans. I mean, we were running Alec Burks at point guard. I could not believe that. Like Taj Gibson was getting consistent run, 15 to 20 minutes. It was crazy. But I think the Knicks could definitely turn things around. Also, Julius Randle came into the start of the season out of shape. You can see now he has lost like 10, 15 pounds. He looks a lot more ripped. I feel like the Knicks are really going to hit the gym this offseason and they're going to be able to turn things around. I don't think we need to go out there and make a big move, especially Jalen Brunson. Like to trade the 11th pick to bring in Jalen Brunson would be completely ridiculous. But to trade the 11th pick because you don't believe in anyone at that range is 100% a different story. If the Knicks are like, whoever we take here at 11, whether it be Griffin, whether it be Duran, we don't really feel like they're going to contribute much this season. We don't really feel like they're going to be able to take our franchise to the next level. So let's go out and get their 3 future picks because those picks will be used in trade assets. And in a couple of years, I mean, the Knicks are going to be a much different team. I mean, RJ Barrett, he could end up becoming a superstar. Right now, to me, he's a borderline all-star type of player. Remember this dude, I think RJ just turned 22 like a week ago, maybe not even. So he's a super young player. I mean, Julius Randle's still relatively young. He's under contract. Mitchell, like everyone on the Knicks is like in their early 20s or mid 20s. Like most of the players on the Knicks are 25 or younger. So I just think building for the future is what we need to do, and, like, trading for Dejounte Murray, it doesn't actually like, it doesn't well, it does help the future because he's super young, like, he's gonna be 26, like, he would I don't know. It's that's the thing, it's kind of like a tough situation for the Knicks because I do want them to get a star level point guard because that's what they need. Like the Knicks' weakness right now is they don't have a point guard. They haven't had a point guard since like Mark Jackson in the night. Like they haven't had a point guard like that for as long as I can remember. Like I wasn't even alive the last time the Knicks had a point guard like that. But also if you do trade assets, you've gotta be able to compete now, and I don't think Dejounte Murray on this current roster would be able to do that. I mean, they'd be a fun team, they'd be significantly better, but I don't think it makes them a championship contender, so if you can get Dejounte Murray for picks and hell, I don't even know if I'd give up Grimes. Okay, that's a stretch, so that's too far. Okay, I would give up Grimes, I don't wanna trade Quentin Grimes, but I guess I would for Dejounte Murray. Obviously, I'm not trading quickly. I'm not trading top, and you're probably going to be like, "Oh, that's a lot of bias," and you're right. Like 100%, it is bias. I don't want to trade the players we drafted. I like the Knicks roster. I had a lot of fun covering and watching the Knicks at the end of the season. But just my point is, let's see what Amanda quickly can do. Because before we say this dude will never be a star, he's not a starting level point guard. Can we at least see it first? Because when he was getting 30 or more minutes, he was putting up really good numbers. I mean, especially in April. I mean, I know the games didn't mean anything. It's like people like to comment they definitely do. They're NBA level games, and I don't understand how they don't mean anything. But I definitely do like the Knicks right now. Certainly, they are mediocre. They are in the middle of the pack. Like I don't think the Knicks will be bad. I don't think they'll be good, but at least they're not going out there and throwing a bunch of money or a bunch of picks for no reason. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on this. If you disagree, feel free to let me know down below. I read every comment. If you agree, that's awesome as well. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you're new. And I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on what we should do because a lot of the comments I get, I do definitely appreciate them, not just because of the channel, but also I feel like a lot of the people that watch my videos do know what they're talking about, which is a good thing. It's a relief because last thing we need is like, even me and other people just going around and trying to be the GM. Like whatever the Knicks do, I'll believe in it. I'm not going to be mad about it, but I just do think that we need to try to bring in Dejounte Murray. Like number one priority right now has to be Dejounte Murray without giving up quickly. Toppin, I mean, we could I wouldn't hate, I wouldn't hate it, I guess, trading Toppin. Like, I just don't wanna give up quickly. Like, I wanna bring in a guard and then have him next to quickly, and also RJ, like, and I wanna keep Cam. I do not want Cam Reddish gone. Please keep Cam, bro. I think he has so much potential, but yeah, the Knicks definitely are in the right direction, bro. Next season is gonna be crazy. Hopefully, we make the playoffs, but